Hello, my beautiful Gemini friends. I hope you are doing so well. We are here, the beginning of a brand new year, and we are heading into at the beginning of the year with a really, really powerful, interesting month. There's so much going on here. I don't mean to say that in a way that's like overwhelming you, because here's my personal philosophy with all of this, with the beginning of a new year, with approaching these readings, with all of it. And I think it's important to just like follow my own instincts when it comes to this. One, we tend to want to control our outcomes of January of 2022 from here, from this space in the year. And I want to just take that off of the table. So what I'm going to be focused on today, we're going to talk about some of the transits I think are really interesting and fun. There's too much to go over in the month of January for me to tell you and list out every single one. So I'm going to focus on a couple that are the big ones for you. And then we'll go through this. So I'm really, really intrigued by January in general. It is a month, huge month of rebirth, growth, and all of us kind of taking a chance to look around and see how we've changed. And in your case, Gemini, I would say that January is particularly potent in this way. Not only do we have the sun moving through Capricorn, a new moon in Capricorn, Venus doing her retrograde nearly the entire month in Capricorn. We also, and those are all 8th house transformational energies for Geminis. So this is about shedding a skin. This is about kind of noticing how you've changed. But the really big thing going on this month that definitely pertains to the Gemini fam is that the North Node, our good friend, the North Node, who has been with you since I think May 4th, 2020, is moving out of your sign and into Taurus on January 19th. And I think this is such an interesting point to integrate and culminate, especially the second half of this month, as you start to notice how you have changed and grown over the course of the North Node being in your sign. North Node takes us on a journey. It brings us forward in life in ways that we didn't foresee. It can be a huge time of growth and change and self-realization and all sorts of things. And I mean, it's big. So one of the biggest themes I would say this month for you, it's going to be about rebirth. It's going to be about shedding a skin, anything that you don't need to take with you from that learning cycle of the North Node. But it's also going to be integrating what it is you just went through. What was that? What was this North Node that was working with you? How did it feel? What skills, gifts, movement, change did it leave you with? Which is a big question. But January is really going to be for you about that culmination, about that self-understanding, about that coming to peace and acceptance and love, and maybe even celebration of whatever it is that you've moved through. So we want to stay focused on that. Let's start pulling some cards. But yes, this month is also interesting because we are working with Venus retrograde in Capricorn, really thinking about what it means to be in health and stability in ways that really serve us. And we also have a Mercury retrograde beginning this month. It starts off in Aquarius, I think on the 14th, and on the 25th, it moves back into Capricorn. So we're working with a lot of retrograde action, which is very introspective. It's very much like a tune-up review time of year. And once again, I always say this, but Venus's retrograde is actually a retrograde of rebirth. In the midpoint of her retrograde, which will be in early January, she meets with the sun and there is a new cycle beginning. So it's not just about going back or reverting. Oh, 2 cards wanted to come out. King of Wands, King of Cups. Wow. Okay. Some mastery going on here. King cards have so much to do with mastery and the ability to really own your journey and your space. So, okay, Gemini, here we go. Page of Pentacles, love it. Getting all the elements in here too as well. But yeah, Venus retrograde isn't strictly about moving backwards. It's often actually about moving forward, but rather than it being forward, it's about going deep and having presence and filling your well so that what we consider forward motion feels more in alignment with us. So that's more of what that's going on. And I'd say the same thing kind of happens with Mercury retrograde. It's not so much that we stop moving, it's just that time and productivity, and Mercury is your ruling sign or your ruling planet. Productivity and time and things like that are not Seven of Cups. This card's been coming up a ton for January because there is this kind of spiritual, mysterious energy going on with January because Venus is going through her rebirth, because we're doing a Mercury retrograde, because Jupiter also is in Pisces. So there's a lot going on that has to do with spiritual renewal. But Mercury retrograde is also, we don't like it in the sense that in our culture, we want to be moving forward, and Mercury takes us out of time and has us checking in. It's kind of like a mechanic taking apart all the pieces and cleaning them out. Okay, let's talk about these cards though, because it's a really interesting combo and I really love it actually. King of Wands, King of Cups. This is really interesting to me. I mean, of course, a lot of you are probably like, ooh, I know a King of Wands or King of Cups in my life. And maybe you do. Maybe you do have these energies running through. They're great energies. I love them. Whenever I'm doing a reading though, and to be fair, with Venus retrograde, here's what I will say, because I know people have questions about it and they want to know the answers. Venus retrograde. Things that are working, things that are really feeding your soul, things that are really connected to you are going to get deeper and better and more beautiful than ever. Things that are a little off, a little stressful, a little lonely, a little just not really in sync with you will get clarified. That's the work going on there. So just FYI. But these cards are also about, like I said, self-actualization, mastery, a sense of coming to full completion and understanding of something. And this really reflects to me this journey of closing out the North Node and it leaving on the 19th, right around the time that the sun moves into Aquarius, fellow air sign, 9th house energy, expansive energy, right? Like this is going to be a time where you are understanding what you have mastered. For me, the King of Wands is a creative visionary, creating something from nothing, taking the hidden world and making it physical and manifest. And the King of Cups is about emotional mastery, understanding that emotions come and go, that they are allowed to exist and be present in us and will be present in us every single day. But that doesn't mean that it has to topple our entire world every time it happens. And that's like one of those deep lessons, I think, is that sense that we are going to inner parent ourselves, that we are going to let the grief and the confusion, the frustration, all those emotions move through us and be a part of our lives without them being the ones controlling everything we do all the time. That's King of Cups mastery. So these cards are about the mastering of something deeper. And what I'd really say is in January, take your time to literally write down what it is you have mastered, learned, accomplished, understood at a deeper level, because this is a month of culmination for you all. This is a month of graduation. This is a month of understanding what this last year and a half has been about, more than a year and a half, really, when you think about it. Then we also have a breakthrough card, Page of Pentacles, which I love. And this is a card of breakthrough. This is a card of aha, because Page of Pentacles brings in that piece of the puzzle, right? And like Page of Pentacles is obviously a very physical card. So a lot of times the way that I see this is it's that piece in the puzzle, that phone call, that conversation, that aha moment, that moment where you're prototyping something and you have all your Post-its everywhere and it comes together and something clicks and you're able to move forward. And there's a lot of this energy going on in January, actually, as much as if you look at it and you see, oh, there's a Mercury retrograde, there's a Venus retrograde, things are moving around, it's probably just going to be chaos and nobody's going to be getting anything done. I'm actually finding it to be one of the more clarifying, clear, road clearing months that I have seen in a long time. That's one of the hallmark energies of this month. And here we have this Page of Pentacles breaking that open for you. And I'd say King of Wands, King of Cups, and Page of Pentacles are all speaking to you really decisively moving forward on your path. This is a reflective month in many ways, but when I'm looking at Gemini's energy, what I'm seeing is that things aren't that confusing. If you are feeling like, oh, I don't know, I think you know more than you think you know. I think you have a better sense of what's right for you and what you need than you're giving yourself credit for. So make sure you are letting yourself have that knowing Sit down, write out the things you do know, because you'll be surprised by how much you do actually know. Now, Seven of Pentacles, our dear friend, the Seven of Cups, excuse me. Seven of Cups. So this card, this is making me think about Jupiter now in Pisces. And for you all, this is your fellow mutable sign of Pisces. Jupiter just moved in there right before the new year. Jupiter in Pisces is one of my favorite transits of 2022. I'm so excited about it. I just love it. Makes me happy. And this is about, like, you know, your career and your life and what you want to build and your legacy and all those things. And the Seven of Cups is about letting yourself daydream, meditate, relax into something enough to kind of figure out what's floating around up there in the energetic realm and bring it back here to the physical. So your dreams could be extra powerful. Your meditations could be extra powerful. Your, you know, if you go on a walk and you like to like reflect and let ideas come through, extra powerful, all those kind of things. Or if you're an artist and you like to do intuitive art, there's so many ways you can do this. Journaling, free writing, any of those modalities are going to be giving you really, really great information about what is next. So also keep in mind that this month, it is a deeply spiritual month with Venus retrograde, with Jupiter in Pisces, with these nodal changes happening. This is a deeply spiritual month. And one of our best things we can do is use those tools, as cliche as it sounds, because we're always told, oh yeah, you know, journal, meditate, walk, stretch your body. These things can really do so much in helping us to be on that path and feel the forward motion. I'm going to pull one final card from my Animal Totem Tarot to close out our chat today. See what wants to, the Star. Hello, I love it. It's an oyster or clam in the moonlight, in the starlight. So beautiful. The Star is a card of getting your wishes, right? Your wishes coming down to meet you and being light and beautiful and bright. And here's what I'll say about the Star when it shows up in a reading. The Star is those beautiful things that happen when we step outside of our comfort zone. You know, we go to the conference and present our work and talk to people. I don't know. I'm trying to come up with like a good example of what it means to step out of your comfort zone and have the dream come true. You make the phone call that makes you nervous. You ask the question that makes you nervous. You try the new class or technique that makes you a little nervous, right? And that is the promise of the Star. The Star is never going to be sitting, you know, in your little comfortable nest. So this is an interesting card to get, because I think what's kind of coming up for me with the close out of the North Node in Gemini, which has been such an interesting ride for every single one of us, regardless of our Gemini connection, is that, okay, you've mastered some things, you've learned some things, you know, you have a deeper understanding of who you are. So now you can't just slink back to who you were 2 years ago and kind of like expect to do things the same way and the same kind of nest and the same kind of formula. The Star is saying you're going to, now that you've had this mastery time, you're going to have to take that step into the unknown, into what makes you nervous, into your next iteration. So I think January is a really great doorway month in so many ways, because it allows us all to integrate, understand, and prepare. And I'm really feeling this sense of like the Lunar New Year is going to be where it's at as far as energy, as far as kind of that sense of like the new beginnings. January is much more about that integrative, reflective period where we're preparing, we're getting all of our things in alignment, we're getting the clarity, we're getting the pieces connecting. And then we'll understand how we want to move through this coming year a little bit more clearly. I have just a few wishes to send your way, my beautiful Gemini friends. And I just wrote these up, wishing you all a beautiful 2022. So here we go. May this year be one of beautiful flow, thoughts and projects and ideas flowing through you. May it be a time of security and feeling safe within yourself. May your burgeoning bring new surprises and joys and remind you of why it matters that you're here with us. May this be a time of blooming. I do really wish that for you. I hope that this is a year of blooming and expansion and play and getting those beautiful dreams and feeling like you are really on a path with yourself. Like I said, our job here is not to manage our experience of 2022 from the get-go, from the starting gate. Our job is to relax into ourselves a little more, be open-minded, get into a curious state of mind, and give our nervous systems breaks regularly. And I think January, starting off with these retrogrades and these more introspective rebirth energies, is reminding us how essential and beautiful those tool sets are. So I really hope that you enjoy this powerful Capricorn and into Aquarius season, because it is definitely that, if nothing else. I would love to see you over on my Patreon. I have so much more space there to get deep on Venus retrograde and these nodal shifts and what that means for everybody, and Jupiter and Pisces and all sorts of gorgeous transits that we are working with in 2022. It's hard for me to cover it all here, but I would love to see you there. It's a great, amazing community, and I'm so grateful for everybody there who's already with me. You can also find me on my Instagram at Vrba. There's only one me. There's a lot of impersonators out there, so just follow me and ignore anybody messaging you and being a creep. And you can find me on my website and my email as well. So I'll leave all those in the description box for you. I hope you have a beautiful January, beginning to 2022. I'm wishing you just the best ever, Gemini. And we'll talk again very, very soon.